High prices. This isn't about America collapsing. It's about why daily life suddenly feels harder, even when the economy looks strong. Here's what makes this moment so frustrating. Inflation slowed, but prices didn't come down. In November 2025, inflation stood at 2.7%, well below the 9.1% peak hit in June 2022. Food prices overall have risen nearly 30% since 2020. A grocery trip that cost $100 in early 2020 now costs roughly $130. Eggs that sold for $1.50 in March 2020 hit $6.20 in early 2025. Ground beef is up 15% year over year. Orange juice jumped 21%. And it's not just groceries. Car insurance, utilities, rent, childcare, haircuts, all of it reset to a permanently higher baseline. Economists call this price stickiness. It means once prices go up during an inflation surge, businesses rarely cut them back down, even when their own costs stabilize. Housing freeze. America's housing market isn't just unaffordable anymore. It's frozen, and over 80% of U.S. homeowners currently hold mortgage rates below 6%. Many locked in rates between 2% and 4% during the pandemic, when the Federal Reserve slashed rates to historic lows to prevent economic collapse. Then inflation hit. The Fed raised rates aggressively to fight it. By late 2023, 30-year mortgage rates peaked near 7.8%, the highest in over 2 decades. Even now, rates hover around 6.3% and are expected to stay there through 2026. This creates what economists call the lock-in effect. Homeowners with 3% mortgages can't justify selling because buying a new home would mean taking on a 6% plus rates. That would roughly double their monthly payment for the same price house. Meanwhile, home prices have climbed 25% since 2020. The national median home price is about $985,900, needing an annual income of $280,000 to buy in major cities. Wage illusion. Here's the psychological trap millions of Americans face. Their paychecks went up, but they feel poor because they are. From January 2021 to July 2025, average hourly earnings increased 21.8%. It appears impressive until inflation is considered. During this time, consumer prices increased by 22.7%, resulting in a 0.7% decline in real wages. The pattern reversed in mid-2023. Wage growth finally began outpacing inflation again, allowing real wages to slowly recover. This creates a deep sense of betrayal. Workers did everything right, showed up, worked hard, even got raises, and still fell behind. You're technically earning more, but you can afford less. That's not just an economic problem, it's a trust problem. Healthcare trap. American healthcare isn't just expensive. It's a financial trapdoor that opens under 36% of households. In 2024, 36% of U.S. households carried medical debt, more than 1 in 3 families. Of those, 21% had past due medical bills they couldn't pay, and 23% were paying off medical bills over time directly to providers. The total amount of medical debt in active collection is approximately $194 billion. Even those with health insurance face higher deductibles, co-pays, and unexpected bills. People avoid going to the doctor, not because they're careless, but because they're doing the math. Is this worth $3,000? Healthcare costs don't just drain bank accounts, they reshape life decisions. People stay in jobs they hate because they can't risk losing insurance. One medical emergency can erase a decade of financial progress. That's not a healthcare system, that's a game of Russian roulette. Debt spiral. America didn't plan to become a debt maintenance society. It just happened, and now carries $1.23 trillion in credit card debt at record high interest rates. The average cardholder now owes $595 in credit card debt. Among Generation X, ages 44 to 59, and 46% of all credit card holders carry a balance from month to month, meaning they're paying interest, lots of it. Average credit card interest rates hit 21.39% in late 2025. For accounts carrying revolving balances, the rate climbed to 22.83%. These are the highest borrowing costs on record. Among credit card debtors, 45% say their debt comes from emergency expenses. Car repairs, medical bills, home repairs, unexpected costs. Another 28% cite day-to-day essentials like groceries, utilities, and childcare. At a 22% interest rate, A $595 balance paid off with minimum payments takes over 18 years to clear and costs $9,259 in interest alone. Confidence crisis? On paper, the U.S. job market looks stable.
But talk to actual workers and you'll hear a different story. Unemployment hovers around 4%. GDP is growing. Stocks hit records. Tech companies laid off tens of thousands of workers, often in waves, sometimes via email, occasionally while those workers were on parental leave. Finance, media, consulting, even workers who kept their jobs felt the psychological toll. If your company just cut 15% of staff, you're not celebrating that you survived. You're scanning LinkedIn at night. Now add AI and automation to the equation. It's not just, will I lose my job anymore? It's, will my job even exist in 5 years? Entire categories of work, writing, coding, customer service, analysis, face potential disruption. The anxiety isn't paranoia, it's pattern recognition. Work used to be about building something, skills, savings, a future. Now it feels like running on a treadmill just to stay in place. You're not working to get ahead, you're working to stay relevant. And that shift is exhausting. Trust deficit. Something broke in American society over the past decade, and it's not coming back easily. Political polarization isn't just background noise anymore. It's constant, exhausting, and inescapable. Every issue becomes a battle. Every institution gets questioned. Every neighbor might be on the other side of an unbridgeable divide. Trust in government, media, corporations, even community institutions has eroded. People don't just disagree anymore. They doubt each other's motives, question each other's reality, assume the worst. When people feel economically squeezed, social tolerance collapses. Financial stress makes everything else feel heavier. Small frustrations escalate. Patience runs thin. The benefit of the doubt disappears. Communities that used to feel cohesive now feel fragile. Online conflict bleeds into real-life interactions. People retreat into bubbles. Shared experiences, the kind that used to bind neighborhoods and towns together, feel rare. America doesn't just feel economically strained, it feels socially brittle. And when a society loses its ability to absorb stress collectively, individual burdens feel much heavier.
Future question? For generations, Americans believed the future would be better. That assumption is breaking down. Surveys show that only about half of current renters expect to ever own a home in their lifetime. Social Security faces long-term funding questions. Pensions are mostly gone. 401ks depend on markets and discipline. Most people don't have the margin to maintain. Education, it used to be the guaranteed path upward. Now it comes with crushing debt, uncertain job prospects, and the nagging feeling that the ROI isn't what it used to be. When people lose faith in progress, every problem becomes heavier. Inflation isn't just annoying. It's proof the system is rigged. Rent increases aren't just frustrating. They're evidence you'll never get ahead. Job insecurity isn't just stressful. It's confirmation that hard work doesn't matter anymore. Living in America doesn't feel impossible because any single thing is broken. Prices stuck high, housing frozen, real wages down, medical debt trapping millions, credit card debt at record levels with brutal interest rates. Job security gone, social trust collapsed, faith in the future fading. The economy looks fine on paper, but for millions of Americans, their lives don't feel fine at all. And when the numbers say you should be doing well, but your bank account says otherwise, it doesn't feel like you're failing. It feels like you're being lied to. That's why living in America feels so hard. Not because everything collapsed, but because the gap between what you were promised and what you're experiencing has never felt wider.